All right, welcome to week one of DigPINS. Every week we kind of have a little video to get you started, kind of point you to what to expect during the week. Because it's our first one, we're going to kind of take a second to, as facilitators, introduce ourselves. I'm Taylor Jaden. I'm from St. Norbert College. This is my third time facilitating DigPINS here at the college, well, in general. I'm an instructional technologist there and really excited. DigPINS is always a fun part of my summer, and it's always great seeing the interesting discussions that come out of it. Joe, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Joe Murphy. I'm the director of the Center for Innovative Pedagogy at Kenyon College. I think this is my fourth run of DigPINS, and I mean, like Taylor, this is something I really enjoy every summer, getting together with my friends and colleagues to put this together, and then meeting new folks from across the institutions to spend some time thinking about where we exist in digital spaces and how that impacts the way we like to teach and work together. And I'm looking forward to it. Let me throw that over to Meha.
Hi, everyone. I'm Meha Bailey. I'm an associate professor of practice at the Center for Learning and Teaching at the American University in Cairo. This is my second time facilitating DigPINS, and I'm really excited to do it. I really enjoy the practical element of it. We're talking about digital spaces, but we're also exploring different digital spaces that different people have different levels of comfort and familiarity with. And it's sort of you're being a student for a little bit as you're learning to become a teacher as well in different spaces. So I hope you all enjoy it this year.
So a couple things to think about going into week one. We have a synchronous session this week. The time and date will be announced based on the results of the doodle poll that hopefully everyone filled out during week 0. During the synchronous session, we're going to be talking about visitor resident mapping. So make sure to look on the week 1 page. There are actually 2 links there with a little bit of information on that if you want to kind of come primed for that. But yeah, we're really excited about the synchronous session. Visitor resident mapping has been a part of DigPINS since I think the beginning or very early. And it's often one of my favorite things we do during week 1. In addition to that, make sure that you're in the Slack. If you haven't joined already, your facilitator should have sent you an email with information on how to join. And if you have any questions on that, just reach out to them. They can help you out. We have Twitter is also a really great thing to explore from a teaching, learning, scholarship perspective, that angle on Twitter during DigPINS. So if you're interested in that, now's the time to make sure you have access to a Twitter account, get your password changed or make one if you haven't before. Again, if you have any questions on that, reach out to your facilitator. And if you're tweeting about things that we're talking about in DigPINS, make sure to use the DigPINS hashtag. In addition to that, make sure to be looking at blog posts too. So another way we reflect during DigPINS is blog posts. You can actually go to the Discuss Hub as well to see blog posts from every school, discuss.digpins.org. Links to that should also be on your individual websites. And as you're thinking about what to blog about, we think of blogging as about reflection, but also as a way to communicate in the open. So if you're having trouble thinking of what to blog about, you can throw that in the Slack or throw that out to your facilitators, but these don't have to be, novels either. They can be short reflections. We encourage that. Joe, what's your favorite reading? The other part of this is, we have our readings and other content for the week. What's your favorite part of the week 1 readings this year?
One of the things that I brought in this year is the video of resting scholar face, and I'll let that video speak for itself a little bit, but I think it addresses some of the things we're talking about with modality in terms of how do we project ourselves. And particularly in terms of the hybrid and remote classroom over the last year and a half, we've heard a lot about how do we get people to have their cameras on. And this is kind of the next step of, well, what do you see when you look at someone on camera or embodied? This reminds me of a particular time that I was giving a paper, and the person right in the front row sat there the whole time looking like this. And this is resting scholar face. I'll spoil the video that much. But you can give that a look, and I think it's an interesting way to do some thinking about how we exist physically in online spaces, and the impact that can have on other people, and the way that we can think about that. Maha, how about yourself?
So my favorite reading this week is The Act of Learning While Physically Distancing. It's not really an article, it's a table with like a worksheet sort of this is an active learning strategy that you could use in a classroom. This is how you do it synchronously online versus asynchronously online versus face-to-face, but with masks and distances, because all of these are different than what we used to do before. And I think whether or not you're inspired by the ideas in it, I think the concept of just trying to imagine how an activity can be done differently, and then trying to think, you don't know exactly what modality you're going to be in next semester. So it's good to be exposed to all the different ways and think about, you know, if you're going to be high flex or dual delivery or something like that, how would you handle it differently? So I like that. I like that piece just for imagining. So if you're thinking of a blog prompt, that could be a prompt of thinking about, oh, how does that, what kind of activities am I now starting to think about doing differently, or something that you've done last year or last semester that worked or didn't work, or even just how the changes of modality affect your identity as a teacher. I hear a lot of teachers talk about how there are certain things they don't feel comfortable doing online, or that they started doing online that they didn't used to do before. So this could be interesting. Taylor, what's your favorite?
Oh, my favorite? I think my favorite, I actually really like and it's been, again, I don't know exactly how long, but it's been in DigPINS a long time, the Laura Pasquini, Why Academics Need a Digital Persona. I always really like seeing how people react to that via blog post. I've read, and it's not like shocking or I wouldn't, hopefully not controversial either, but people seem to really reflect in typically thoughtful ways to that. So I always really enjoy seeing that reflection. But yeah, I think that does it for our video. But see you all out there in the various platforms during week 1. Bye.